Hello again. Today, I have a plan to talk about Blazor in .NET 8. Blazor in .NET 8 is so great. Let's see. First of all, now I am using .NET 8 Preview 7, and it seems if Microsoft doesn't change its plan, Preview 7 is the last one and they gonna release the RC ones. But let's see. Now I am using Preview 7, so I am talking about the changes that we got till Preview 7. What do we know? What do we need? Visual Studio, preview version, and as you can see, this is the latest update that Microsoft released. So if you can, try to have the same version. Okay, let's go. If you already use Blazor, you know that we had Blazor server and Blazor WebAssembly that we called it WASM. Now, Microsoft released something different, something new. Blazor Web App. It's a new template that we can deal with. I'm not going to talk so much. I will try to show you how powerful this template can be. First of all, imagine that I have created a Blazor web app. Then I can mix the power of WebAssembly and Blazor server together like this. Let's say it's a Blazor app and I am able to create a Blazor server component, some Blazor WASM components, and take advantage of all of them together. So this means we are not going to use SEO features anymore. If we want to create, develop a website, for example, we should not be worried about SEO and these type of things anymore, because we have server-side rendering. So like web form, MVC type of things that we already had, we are not going to use anything to have better ranking in Alexa, Google, these type of things, because it would work same as what we had in previous versions of web form or this type of things. Okay. When I want to create a new project, it should be a Blazor web app. I don't know about you guys, but it's gonna be boring. Let me go to Visual Studio and show you the things in actions. So let's go. This is my Visual Studio. As you can see, preview version, no issue, perfect. File, new project. As you can see, if I enter Blazor here, you will see Blazor server app, WebAssembly, and Blazor web app. The things that we gonna need. But I'm not going to start with a Blazor web app. I'm going to start with a blank solution as usual. If you are familiar with my coding style, I will always go for a blank solution. So blank solution. Next. The folder, the location of the solution doesn't matter. Bug and fix Blazor demos. Create. Now I have a blank solution. What is next? Very easy. Add. Again, add new project. What type of project? Blazor web app, as we talked about. I can call it Blazor demo dot server. Ow. Look at this. Configure for HTTPS is normal, but use interactive server components is something new. When I tick this, this means I'm going to take advantages of Blazor server and Blazor WASM and SSR, server-side rendering, together. But it's different than server-side rendering. You will see. Create. Okay. Let's have a look, a rough look at everything. Previously, weather forecast was a class outside of any folder here. Now, they change it and send it or even created it inside a model folder like this. It is a very small change. So, if I run, you will see something same as you have seen in other, or I can say old Blazor templates, but let's run and see. Okay. This is the first thing that I am going to talk about. You should click on allow access because it is going to use one more version, or I can say SSL3, HTTP3, something like this. So allow access. It's mandatory. Then you will see home, welcome to your new app, counter, weather. See? Loading, and then the data would be populated here. Nice. So now we should go to the source code and see what is happening. First of all, program.cs. Add server components is something new. In older versions of Blazor templates, we did not have add server components. So this is something new. Let's go to counter. This is counter. Very easy. But this is again something new. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. Let's come here. Here I have something like a grid to show the list of data like this. This is a static HTML. That's fine. But I have a loading here, and then the data would be populated here with 1 second delay. This part is not that new or important. So what I am going to show you, this guy. See? Stream rendering true. What does this mean? This means this component, just this component, would be rendered on the server, but the rest of the app won't. How? How can I know? Let me show you. Look at this. Look at this loading. Previously, or I can say a couple of years ago, we called it Ajax call, which could refresh just part of a page. Look at this. See, we will see this loading. So this means it is kind of a streaming. We read the data from the server, but it refreshes just part of a page like this. See? That is great. This is something that we can use to render part of a page or mix WebAssembly and a Blazor server together. One component can be WASM, another component can be based on Blazor server, like this. Okay, let's go back to Visual Studio. Question: can I comment this line out? Yes, I can. Then what is going to happen? Let's see. This component, or I can say the attitude of this component, would be different. See? Now, the whole component would be rendered. So it acts like a Blazor server component, as you can see, because there is no streaming anymore. Since I do not like this attitude, I will bring this line back. So far I have introduced stream rendering to you guys. Okay, let's have a look at content. Since this counter works based on a server call, if I comment this line out and run the app, let's see what is going to happen. Actually, nothing would happen. The counter page would be paralyzed because nothing can be rendered on the server. So as you can see, this means things should be rendered at server level. So this is another thing that I had a plan to show you guys. Now, I want to use a Blazor WASM component inside this Blazor server, or I can say Blazor app project. How can I do that? Very easy, do not worry. Just copy this name, add new project, Blazor WebAssembly app. Next, WASM. Yes, everything is fine. Create. Okay. First of all, this www root can make some issues for me because it contains some CSS, JS, this type of things. I do not want to deal with this folder anymore here. Delete. First, change. Then program.cs. These two lines should be gone. But I won't remove them. I will just comment them out like this. This program.cs is happy. No need to do anything else. Now I need to create a new component. Okay, let's do that. Where should I do that? Inside shared. Add Blazor component like this. This is a new component. What should I do now? Inside the counter.Blazor, I will take all of this and paste it here like this. Okay, it's not difficult at all. I just copied everything from counter inside the Blazor demo server and paste it into my new component that I just created. Okay, now I need a NuGet package here. I need to install a NuGet package here, which is, let me show you. I need this guy. And since I am using a preview version, when you are going to install this NuGet package, you should tick the preview version also. Let's do that. Here, add NuGet package, tick on include pre-release. If I look for this WebAssembly.server, yes, this is the thing. This guy, install, apply, accept, done. So far, nothing is difficult. Then I need to change something in my program.cs also inside the server project. Let me show you. Since I am going to deal with Blazor server and WASM together, I need this. Add WebAssembly components like this. And the other thing should be done here. These two guys also are necessary. Add server render mode, add WebAssembly render mode. That's all. So far, it's not difficult. Gone. Now, I should try to use this component, WebAssembly component, inside here. Okay? Let's do that. How can I do that? Like this. See? WebAssembly component needs a reference, but I have no reference. So, add project reference, and I should add this WASM project to the server project. So now, see? Okay. Imagine that this part is not here. Okay? Now I can say I want to use this component as a WebAssembly component by render mode like this. See? So I could say server also, or I could say auto. Okay? But I want to use it as a WebAssembly one. Sometimes sometimes I want to use the entire component as a WebAssembly one, for example. So this guy should be gone. Either way, you should comment this out. But if you want to use the entire component as a WebAssembly one, or you want to indicate that the whole component, the entire component should follow the same type, you can do this. See? By this, you can say the entire component should be rendered as a WebAssembly component. This way is better because in the latest release and in the last updates, you should do something like this. So this is also one of the ways that you can follow. But since I already indicate that this component should be as a WebAssembly one, I just comment this out. Let's run and see. Okay. See? If you pay attention, there is no body for this component. So these numbers are coming from a WebAssembly component because nothing is here. So this means we could successfully use a Blazor component, Blazor WebAssembly component inside a server one, and everything is fine. So now if you need server-side rendering, you can use something like this to refresh part of a page, or you can refresh and render the whole an entire page on the server by this, or you can have a mix of WebAssembly and server ones in a same page or component or whatever. I have a plan to create something real as a website and show you the real power of Blazor in .NET 8, but I am waiting for the RC version. Then I will release and publish some real handy trainings to let you be a full stack web developer, all with .NET and C#. Let me know your opinions. Thank you so much and